From the Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia, Golf Channel on NBC presents the final round of the Augusta National Women's Amateur. So wonderful every April to get that first look at this national treasure of American golf, Augusta National. The soaring Georgia pines, the framing backdrop for the natural beauty that signals springtime in Augusta. And while the season brings the spirit of renewal, this year it also ushers in something new. Augusta National co-founder Bobby Jones was the greatest amateur golfer who ever lived, so his spirit very much present on this truly historic day in the game, the first ever competition for women, amateurs, at Augusta National. 72 players from 25 different countries received these coveted invitations, the best female amateurs in the world, a chance to play a 54-hole championship. On Wednesday and Thursday, they played the first two rounds, just 12 miles from here at Augusta National over at Champions Retreat Golf Club, and the cut to 30 was made there. Now, all 72 participants enjoyed a practice round here yesterday, and today those top 30 are back, the final competitive round for the chance to complete that dream and win at Augusta. Many in the field inspired by the modern-day greats of women's golf: Sari Pak, Lorena Ochoa, Nancy Lopez, Annika Sorenstam. Welcome to the first tee this morning by Augusta National Golf Club Chairman Fred Ridley. What a scene it was on the first tee just a few hours ago.
To celebrate this historic moment, we have asked four very special members of the World Golf Hall of Fame to join me on the tee. All right.
What a scene it was. Many of the competitors were up there on the first tee to watch, and then they took to the golf course just a few hours ago. Let's get you caught up on what's been happening. 16-year-old Southern Californian Zoe Campos has a great start going, a couple under par, including that birdie at the 6th. The day started with Maria Fassi, the 21-year-old from Mexico, one behind Jennifer Kupcho. They're playing in the same group, the final group. This is Fassi for a birdie to get to 5 under par. Then at the 6th, famed downhill par 3, playing 165. It's Kupcho, senior, 21 years old. She's from Colorado, goes to Wake Forest. What a shot at the 6th. The reaction after the swing didn't give you the sense it would be that close, and some great sportsmanship. These two know each other from their collegiate golf head-to-head battles, and they are putting on quite a show here at Augusta National. This at the 7th, the second shot for Fassi. And the senior for the University of Arkansas, although not a ton of experience here at Augusta National, understands that there are certain places where if you can put the ball, you can let the green take over. And this one picks up pace towards that front right hole location right there. And just a sensational shot by Fassi. So Kupcho started the day one ahead of Fassi, and they've been trading birdies back and forth here, and they're tied now, both sitting on 6 under par and 3 clear of Campos, one of the dozen teenagers who made the final cut of 30. Caitlin Papp, University of Texas, also in that group with Yuka Yasuda at 3 under par. We'll be telling you some of the stories of these young women, the 30 who made the cut, 20 of them who currently play collegiate golf. As I said, a dozen teenagers between the ages of 15 and 24, making a little bit of history here at Augusta National in this inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur. Mike Tirico along with Paige McKenzie, Gary Koch, the rest of our announced team on hand here on an overcast day at Augusta National. The rain stayed away this a moment ago. Jennifer Kupcho running her third shot up here at the 8th. That's a decent lead. She'll have a look at a birdie from there. I mentioned that Paige McKenzie and Gary Koch joined me on the call, as well as the back-to-back U.S. Amateur champion, Kay Cockrell. Frank Noblo, not only familiar with Augusta National, but finished 4th here when he played in the Masters, one of his 4 times. Steve Burkowski, Steve Sands joining us as well. And let's pick up the call with Kay at the 8th.
Thank you very much. And Maria Fassi facing her 3rd shot from just short right of the screen. It had a good sound to it. Beautiful, beautiful shot. She hit this par 5 in 2 yesterday during the practice round with a 4-iron. Unable to hit it today, but made up for it with that touch around the green. She has the length and the strength, but also showing a lot of finesse and creativity around these greens. And that for her 4th birdie today.
So Fassi leading by 1 for a moment. The players who started at 8 a.m., the first starting time, are just finishing, including Allison Corpus from Hawaii, a junior at Southern California. You see her final round, even par 72. And she was paired with 22-year-old Anna Redding. Charlottesville, Virginia, goes to UVA, a senior. What an experience they had. The first 2 players to finish a round in this inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur. Some of the great stories we'll be watching all day. Let's go back to 8.
And now Kupcho for birdie.
Moving just a little from her left to right. Started right off of the club face.
And we've seen a little exchange of shots several times so far today. To 10.
And we get our first look at the par 4. And this is Jarvi Boonchant from Thailand, a sophomore at Duke University, who rolls that in, and she's 1 over for her first 10 holes. The 19-year-old who shot 2 even par rounds of 72 at Champions Retreat earlier this week. To the play at the 9th.
And Caitlin Pat is salvages a bogey. We're starting to drop down the leaderboard.
Little separation there, Frank, at the top with the 2 players who we talked about coming into this event could be the players to separate from the field. Maria Fassi and Jennifer Kupcho, and they've already put on a terrific show. We'll see that as it continues this afternoon. So great to be with you at Augusta National. Mike Tirico, Paige McKenzie, and Gary Koch. Paige, a 3-time All-America during your days at the University of Washington. So if this was a few years ago, you'd be one of these young ladies out there playing in this competition. So maybe you can give us the best sense of what this day means for women's golf as a whole.
Well, all of these players have spent years practicing and playing and competing, but it feels like maybe it was behind a curtain. All the joys and the disappointment and the growth happened alone on the practice area, or maybe at a tournament with just family and friends. Today is not the first time the best players in the world have competed against each other. It's just the first time like this. I feel like the curtain's been drawn, and we're now seeing these great women play in front of the world on the greatest stage in golf.
In Augusta National, and you can really sense so many patrons are out. There's a great energy around Augusta National here. And Gary, you played here twice as an amateur, as some of your 10 times playing Augusta National in the Masters. Give us a good sense of what we might see the rest of this afternoon.
Well, Mike, I think we're going to see some great golf, to be perfectly honest with you. I've been so impressed with the quality of play of these women as I've watched over the first 3 days here. I did have a chance to talk with several of the players after they finished their practice rounds yesterday. The consensus confidence really was among them that, given the length of the golf course and the condition the course is in, that the possibility of good scores was there. So I won't be surprised at all if we see a final round similar to final rounds we've seen here at Augusta National in the past. Some great shot making and plenty of roars from the patrons.
Well, it usually happens on the second 9. That's where Zoe Campos is beginning her continuation of this round. She didn't like it. She let one hand off, but it's a decent result there at 10 Page.
It's a good leave. Difficult approach for some of the women if they're out of position off of the tee.
Go back to that last group at 9.
And Kupcho trying to regain some composure there after losing the lead. Maria Fassi opened up with rounds of 70-70, but despite a bogey at the opening hole, is already 3 under through this first 9.
And Frank, we really did think that this young lady had the opportunity to shoot this kind of score on this golf course, because she does hit the ball so far and hits the ball up in the air, especially to be able to play the approach shots necessary here at Augusta National.
Good evidence there, Gary. The height at clubhead speed recorded in excess of 107 miles an hour. Flies it all the way to the bottom of the hill. Kupcho, the best amateur in the world, has lost the lead. That is the shape of the hole.
Covered the leader's tee shot well. Smile on her face as she walks down the 9th green. One of the most talented players in women's amateur golf and collegiate golf. Some of her accomplishments playing for Wake Forest, which of course produced great champions like Arnold Palmer, like Curtis Strange, #1 ranked amateur in the world, Curtis Cup team member. Many of the U.S. teams that have been formed during this time, Jennifer Kupcho has been on them, and you see her individual accomplishments as well in the NCAA. We'll get into that runner-up story in 2017, perhaps a bit later on. This up at the 18th, this is the #2 ranked women's amateur player, Andrea Lee from Stanford. Did not have as good a tournament to start as we thought, but still showing here at 7 over par for the junior who plays in Palo Alto. There it is, our first look at the 12th.
And Katarina Don will get the honor. Virtually no breeze out in Amen Corner at the moment.
This whole location in the narrowest part of already a very narrow green, no matter where they put it. Greens have been receptive today if you can fly it onto that area.
And just off the back fringe.
Steve Burkowski joins us.
Yeah, Mike, over at 18, 24-year-old Ainhoa Alara, South Carolina graduate from Spain, the oldest player in the field this week, earned the final spot in Thursday's playoff. She's an auditor back home in Spain who hadn't played competitively in 8 months before this week. But all week long, she's been thinking of her friend Celia Barquin Rosamina, whose death last fall made national news and impacted the entire college golf community. Ainhoa has been wearing a ribbon and bracelet in remembrance, and she told me she's felt Celia's presence all week long and is dedicating her performance in Augusta to her.
Yeah, Haley Harford at 12. Goal is always take it across the central bunker. It worked for Nicholas. Should work for Harford. Oh, great shot. Peppers the flag. the most famous part of the golf course. Haley Moore has driven it well down the 11th. Cannot buy a putt today. Going to give herself another opportunity. Back to 10.
And we're back with the 16-year-old Zoe Campos, who has this putt for par. .68 on day one, equaled the low round by anyone the first couple of days. And she makes that par to remain within 4 of the leader, Fassi. Kupcho 3 back. Like to follow along at home with the latest scores, live video, and storylines, you can visit anwagolf.com and follow at anwagolf across Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And Frank set for the seconds here at 9.
The adjustment needs to be made. Just see top half of the flagstick.
And the whole location here today, Frank, on the middle of 3 tiers in this green. So really important to make sure you carry the ball at least hole high or even slightly past, because there's a slope behind that will allow the ball to release back to that hole location.
Already been 3 birdies at the 9th today. It's Maria's mother. He's watched her every step of the way this week.
Yeah, well played. Little abbreviated follow through, kind of kept the trajectory down a little bit to not spin it too much.
Kupcho will have to go a little more across the bunker, Gary.
Yeah, she will. Not quite as good an angle, Frank. No doubt about that. She actually switched golf balls here just fairly recently to a ball that spins a little less and launches a little bit lower since she's made that change. She's won 2 events and finished runner-up in another. And that's going to not stay there. That'll release back down to the lower level.
Fortunate to stay there. Often that comes all the way off the front of that green.
And I have to say, Frank, I'm a little concerned maybe with some of the reactions here from Jennifer. You know, we saw her on the 9th tee, head down. I mean, she's only 1 shot behind. I mean, there's a lot of golf to be played. Clearly, you know, she is one of the premier players, and she knows exactly what she needs to do. She's playing with a player that is 1 shot ahead of her.
It's not the first time either that these two have been involved in a tussle out there. Good friends, friendly foes.
Maybe the first time that this audience is seeing these players, but there is a future in front of them. Both of these players have qualified for the LPGA Tour, but have chosen to defer until they graduate college. So this summer is going to bring professional golf as well for the pair.
Just a few steps away, a crossover at the 18th green. Here is Soyeon Kwon from South Korea. So Seri Pak before. With that first tee ceremony, South Korea has given us so many terrific women's golfers, and Soyeon Kwon at 17 hopes to be the next in that list. 2 over par and a nice round of 1 under par for her 18 at Augusta National in this inaugural event as we go back to 12.
The quiet corner of the golf course. Hartford's attempted birdie. The luxury of seeing this putt many a time. Should just move a little to the right as it slows down.
You've had the luxury, but not all of these players have, and so much of this golf course is made on the greens, and knowing the subtle and dramatic slopes that it may have. Beautiful.
Matches Zolara, second birdie we've seen today at 12. More importantly, even. Now back to the 9th. Uphill and flagstick in for Kupcho. To 18 we will go.
And born in Paris, now living in Austin because she's a sophomore majoring in business at the University of Texas, Agathe Leny. That putt there to finish her 54 holes. Introduced to golf by her mom. It's part of her story. Her teammate Caitlin Papp, also a sophomore, University of Texas, on the first page of the board. Leny finishing there.
It's been 10 straight pars for Haley Moore. Soon to be 11. Just won't go in so far today for Haley. And a chance to open up a 2-shot lead for Fassi.
Fairly level putt that should move right as it gets near the hole.
Comfortably out in 33 through the first 9. That will vibrate through the leaderboard. These two really have separated themselves.
And Frank, not an easy putt here for Kupcho. I always felt like here the short putts at Augusta National, and with any break, you had to be so precise because of the speed of the greens. And oftentimes the ball tended to break more than what you saw.
There will hold.
Kupcho started with a 1-shot lead. As they head to the second 9, she's 1 behind Fassi. And while we have a second, here's Steve Sands.
All right, thank you, Annika. On this special day, what was it like to be part of the ceremonial first tee shots?
I mean, it was incredible. I mean, I walked up there and I really didn't know what to think. But then when I stepped on the tee and I saw my kids and my husband, and then I saw the members of Augusta National, everything was really coming together with all the work the Annika Foundation has done the last 10 years. To see these young girls having a chance to play here, it's just, I mean, it's fantastic. It's historic for sure.
How would you describe what it means to be a part of the entire week and specifically today?
No, I'm very honored. I'm very proud to be able to be part of this and see what Augusta National can do. I mean, they can do amazing things, and they've done so much for the game of golf. And, you know, if you think of the opportunities for young girls around the world, I mean, they have some great partners, of course. And actually, last week I went to Charlotte with Bank of America with Andrea Smith and Kelly Tillman. We were doing kind of a leadership event. We were talking about empowering young women, whether it's in C-suites or just future leaders. This is the beginning of that. So, again, it's been great to see the start here, and I think we're going to have some really great effect down the road, and so it's been terrific.
Thank you for your leadership. Go enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
I will. Thank you very much.
So many legends here. So great to hear from Annika as we return to the play at 12.
It's hit hard enough and good enough.
You mentioned it. The ball striking display today from Haley Moore has been excellent.
Back to 10.
And Yuka Yasuda, the Japanese women's amateur champion, ran it by for birdie. This putt for par.
So the cleanups you do not want. Sharp turning. Getting above the hole on this 10th can be so difficult.
The Yasuda, who played the first 9 in 1 under par 35. Will leave at least one here at the 10th. So here's where they stand. 6 players under par. Maria Fassi and Jennifer Kupcho. So much discussed about their prowess and their talent have separated a little bit from the rest of the field in this inaugural event. Not many were sure exactly what to expect, but what we've seen the first 3 days, what we've seen the first 9 today has been sensational golf. Building towards a terrific finish.
Taking a look down the green at 10. Caitlin Papp will have this for par. 20-year-old student athlete at the University of Texas. Currently 2 under, 5 shots off the lead. So good save there by Caitlin. We'll keep it right here on the green at 10. Yuka Yasuda has this for bogey. Currently 3 under, 4 behind Fassi. So even par in this final round for Yasuda. Smile on her face, and for good reason, being part of a historical week in Augusta. Up ahead, the par 3, 16th, the lefty, Erica Shepard, 18 years old from Greenwood, Indiana. She'll start her college career at Duke later this year. See that traditional Sunday hole location at the par 3, 16th. And we'll make our way back to the 10th. Second shot upcoming for Panipa Pantong, a 21-year-old that goes to Kent State. A little bit of a struggle in the early going for Panipa. See what she can do on the second 9. Will it stay? Yes, it will.
And back at the Augusta National Women's Amateur, you see the first page of the leaderboard. Haley Moore has hit the ball well enough to be a part of that story. It just has not been able to make any putts. 11 consecutive pars to this point, and she's looking at a birdie attempt here at the 12th. Moore from Escondido, California, senior at the University of Arizona. She knocked in the winning putt in last year's NCAA championship. A great team win for Arizona and a great individual story of triumph as well, securing that team championship. Can she make a birdie for the first time today? Again, just shy. She's hit so many short putts for par today. She has really come close to playing well. We'll talk about highlighting some of the stories of these terrifically talented women's amateur golfers, and Haley Moore is certainly one of them. You see some of her background with the 3 collegiate wins and her accomplishments at the University of Arizona. Haley Moore has also overcome something that a lot of young women, young girls, young boys have to deal with, and that's the issue of bullying in school. And sometimes individual sports like golf can be a safe haven for that. However, she still felt a bit uncomfortable even while playing a very high level of junior golf, and even wasn't welcomed in fully at the University of Arizona. But over time, she became appreciated by her teammates, found a safe space there, and she was one of the leaders of the team. So when she won an individual tournament and then the national championship clinching putt, Haley Moore was responded to so well by her teammates. One of the great stories that we're seeing at this Augusta National Women's Amateur, and AT&T is a proud partner of the inaugural Augusta National's Women's Amateur, recognizing the potential to be the best is found in everyone, and certainly here today, the best amateurs in women's golf have a chance to make history, which included Haley Moore. We saw that tee shot earlier for the 20-year-old born in Barrington, Illinois, who is enjoying a very special weekend here at Augusta. And golf has been such a big part of her life and will be going forward as well. Terrifically talented player. As she leaves the 12th, we're going to go back to the 10th. And on the tee, Jennifer Kupcho. She's hitting second. Maria Fassi, the leader by one, has already played.
Hugging that left side, which will create a little bit flatter approach shot in for her. That is ideal position.
Both down there at 10. Fassi leading by one. As they head off on the second nine, we come back to the finishing par for the 18th. And a junior from Florida State, Amanda Doherty. All ACC performer, a 21-year-old, grew up here in the state of Georgia in Brookhaven. Amanda has this putt to shoot even par 72 here today. Now, very familiar front left hole location for the players here at 18, so a chance to hit that putt for so many of them. And it's a really solid score. 1 over par 73, 2 over, 1 over, 1 over for her 3 rounds in this inaugural event. Over 14, the par 4, this is Yuka Sasso from the Philippines. And she moves to 1 under par. Headed for the University of Georgia in the fall of 2020. Now at 18, this is Emma Spitz and her putt from above the hole. It is a par for the 18-year-old from Austria. Had a very good first day, a little bit of difficulty around Augusta National today, but great to hold that putt and make par at 18 to finish. And we'll go back to the 12.
And Zoe Campos, just 16 years of age, from California. Actually, this is the youngest group playing today. Playing alongside Rose Zhang, who's only 15. Campos already at 3 under. Through an area of the golf course you can score on. Chance to take this flag on. It's dry and that's about it. Be a difficult chip. But California, as we referenced, and her world ranking will certainly continue to go forward. Got a chance to watch her play earlier at Champions Retreat, and Star is certainly going to shine, that's for sure. The silver medalist in the World Junior Girls Championship, one of the highlights of her career so far. As we go back to 10.
And Sierra Brooks putting for par.
Sweeping largely right to left. You can see just how challenging this hole location is once you get on the green. If you're low left, it leaves you a straight putt, but anything pin high right, you're going to have a very difficult time.
So the junior from the University of Florida will drop a shot here before she gets to Amen Corner, and 11 will go there now.
Yeah, so many familiar second shots or look of. Pep gets that opportunity now. That is good. Doesn't matter who's hitting it down there at 11. They have a real chance at a birdie here. So many famous holes at Augusta National. 16. And the been kind enough to put the flag, and well, there's been many a hole-in-one here at 16. Every girl like Mahaffey. At least have a thought. Don't have to go directly at this flag.
You can use the slope if you play it out to the right, hole location on that left-hand side. Just a few paces off the edge towards that left bunker, but you can play it plenty of room out to the right. Needed a lot more club on that one.
She was trying. And that's similar to the Nicklaus putt all those years ago. She walks forward, we go to 10.
Okay, the green is clear. Sierra Brooks made that putt coming back from bogey, so she drops a shot. And Jennifer Kupcho with a look here at her second shot. You see the tee shot of Maria Fassi, the leader, just ahead.
Shot shape is a draw traditionally, so she should be playing it towards the center of the green, letting the ground draw as well as her draw continue to take it down. That's a good leave as far as the putt remaining.
Just take a look at her swing, Paige.
Yeah, one of the more powerful players, and you can see in a transition, watch the shaft angle flatten out the club head a little bit behind her. That allows her to come into the ball from the inside, swing out to right field, and allow that ball to turn over. Very consistent in her ball flight the last several days that we've been watching.
Terrific ball striker. And so too is Maria Fassi. You see the yardage there. This hole is playing 450 yards. That's the same distance it plays during the Masters tournament. The women who are playing in this final round of the Augusta National Women's Amateur playing a golf course about 6,360 yards or so. Just sensational ball striking. Will it hang on there? Yes, it will. So we're seeing Fassi and Kupcho. They know each other, they like each other, but they want to beat each other here today.
I know we both want to win, but even today across fairways, we're yelling at each other.
We are both fierce competitors that will do whatever it takes for us to win. And when we're in the heat of the battle, we want to win, but then we also want to keep our friendship.
Oh, Paige, we saw that on the very first tee. A big hug between the two who, as we mentioned before, these are probably the best players, especially as seniors, in women's college golf right now.
They are. They were two of my favorites coming into this week, both because of the power, but the additional ability to hit high lofted shots into these greens. Being able to put the ball exactly where you want to is such an advantage for the players that have that ability. And it's a bit of a sorority amongst the women that play this game at a high level. It's a very small world. They all know each other very well and their games very well.
And you made the great tie earlier. Both of them will play the LPGA. They'll be professional golfers later on this summer, but they wanted to come back to college and also the opportunity to play in this event as well. What a great end of their career. 211.
And the upper putt of Caitlin Papp. See how much movement there is in that green as that ball was starting to move towards the right.
Well, Frank, we talked about the Masters. Of course, next week the Masters tournament. Saw twice Masters champion Bubba Watson up on the first tee when the first tee ceremony was going on this morning. Rory McIlroy tweeting as well this morning. So cool seeing these women live out their dreams right now, as he, along with many of you watching this inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur. To the play at the par 5, the 13th.
Haley Harford coming off birdie at the 12th. This for 2 in a row. Oh, she gets it. A senior from Furman who is studying health and sciences. Beautiful stretch of holes. Back to 10.
And we'll see who will putt here first at the 10th. Fassi and Kupcho. both 21 years old. I remind you that the players here are between ages 15 and 24, so really at that stage before the big time, but they are big time, and we have seen shots and putts, not just today, but the first 2-day Champions Retreat, that has really shown the depth and strength, Paige, of the women's amateur game.
Without question. There's a fine line between the top amateurs in the world and those that are ready to make the professional jump. And one of the things that I thought I might be seeing this week, and we've seen a little bit of it today, is distance control in the putting greens. Playing at speeds faster than they generally see. A lot of players haven't had to play defensively on the greens. But we've seen a lot of players do it successfully, a couple missteps here and there. This sweeping from right to left, it is a little bit uphill, so she doesn't have to play it so defensively.
Good effort there. Fassi will have a look at the putt to take a 2-shot lead, but we go to 12.
Zoe Campos had missed the green long left, chipped past the hole. Just needed an ounce. We just heard from Rory McIlroy. His father got him involved in golf. That was Jerry. For Zoe, it was her dad, Noel, at the age of 8. She drops to 2 under.
And back at 10 for the birdie putt for our leader, Maria Fassi.
You know, and that's the trouble, Mike, is when you are faced with a downhill putt, it's extremely fast, but it makes it very difficult when you have an uphill putt to get the ball to the hole.
And Fassi will finish. I mentioned she is from Mexico. We saw Lorena Ochoa hit one of those first tee shots this morning. Those two have known each other, speak with each other. Lorena has taken great interest in many of the young Mexican women who are playing a high level of golf, including Maria Fassi, who plays at Arkansas. So Kupcho will have this short, but always full attention putts here at Augusta National to stay within 1.
You can see she's looking at that left edge, maybe even just outside. Looks like there's a lot of movement.
Yep.
It's hard to trust it. And you can see, didn't quite trust it when she came through, a little bit of an open face at impact.
And Paige, interestingly now, she had her father Mike caddying for the first 2 rounds at Champions Retreat, and she has made a change to one of the Augusta National caddies. And you have to wonder at a point like this where you need some encouraging words, would it come better from your father, who has been caddying for you for a long, long time and many times in situations like this? Or is this young man, Brian McKinley, going to know what to say at this point?
Well, and for so many of these players, they're not used to working with caddies anyway. So it made it a very difficult choice. Do you go with course knowledge? Do you go with comfort? And I think for a player like Jennifer, she's used to playing by herself and felt like she would be capable of overcoming any nerves that she may have.
Well, she's not the first to miss the putt we saw previous. It was very similar to the putt that Scott Hoke missed
for sure
in a playoff with Nick Faldo.
Sure. That's first dropped shot, but it feels like more because it was so short. You can just see the emotion that she's dealing with. Now Fassi's lead is 2. Up at 18, Kaylee Telfer, this a moment ago, the 20-year-old South African who plays her golf at Auburn.
Very tidy.
Tremendous time for Auburn. Tremendous shot from Kaylee. 1 under on her final round as she shoots 71 today. And we're back at 12.
They're using the left tee. Caitlin Papp. So he just missed 4 greens in regulation today, and that tosses that one right over the flag. So chance for a birdie coming up for Caitlin.
And back at 18, Sofia Anakina finishing, the Russian, 21 years old. Not a lot of golf is played in Russia. She is the 4-time Russian amateur champion. Russia was represented in the Rio Olympics, so this 21-year-old from Arizona State making an impact for her country as well here. First Russian to ever compete at Augusta National, to 12.
Tee shot on the way for Yuka Yasuda, the 18-year-old from Kobe, Japan. Oh,
wow.
Stellar. Absolutely. So from one famous par 3 to another. 16. What can Olivia do here? Should turn left. Slow. The feeling of being out there. Deserved 3. One of the 30 players that have made their way to Saturday. Fassi at the moment, 2 shots, but about to enter, well, the cauldron, really, at Augusta National, second 9. Beatrice Vaughan, once you start to get +1, obviously 2 holes for her to go. 25 countries represented at the start of the week. And the #1 ranked amateur in the world was the favorite coming in. Now has to make up 2 shots with just 8 holes to go.
It's interesting to watch her body language. It's the complete opposite of what we're seeing from Fassi.
Well, she's not the only one that's had problems. Remember Sarah Brooks on the opening hole. Triple bogey to start the day. Excuse me, bogey at the opening hole. She got off to a nervous start.
Here at the 13th, Haley Moore has made nothing but pars on her scorecard today. And that's a couple of putts we've seen that she's rolled beautifully, but they just haven't fallen. Up to 16.
And Yuka Sasso about to hit. Generate so much club head speed, so this should stop.
Oh, beautiful.
And does.
Aggressive line, Frank.
.218.
And Frank, the lone lefty, to make the cut of 30. Lone lefty in the field, for that matter. Erica Shepard.
Second shot plays very uphill for these players, but launched it high enough, was able to get enough spin to keep it on this lower tier. You're able to feed it off the ridge. It's a relatively friendly hole location for these players coming in, being able to use that backstop.
The girls' junior champion from 2017, so an accomplished amateur in her own right, headed to Duke University, as you see.
And that's Zoe Campos. She likes her number, going for this par 5 and 2. Oh, goodness. The watery grave. Tributary to Rays Creek she is found.
And Fassi makes the walk to the 11th.
Yeah.
And White Dogwood, a par 4, ever so slightly dog-legging to the right. Players will drive over the hill. Really can't see the landing area. Second shot plays downhill, and as we've seen, the whole location is in the kind of middle right portion of the green, just short of that bunker you see that guards the right-hand side.
If she can drive it down the right side, that's the speed slot. An extra 30 yards or so. Interesting club decision. 3-wood.
Well, that needs to turn.
Surprising. The driver is such a weapon for her, and she's hit it so well today.
She actually elected to use 3-wood off the opening tee shot. Found the fairway bunker. Finds the pine straw here at 11. So the door will all of a sudden open a little.
I was going to say, Frank, right about now, Jennifer Kupcho has to think, okay, I've got a chance here. Put this ball in the fairway.
You can see the patience in the transition, allowing that lower body to lead.
So we really are getting down to where it's pretty much a match play situation between these two.
Now at 12, you should have missed the birdie attempt. Now Pat really needs this just to stay at 2 under. The hole's big enough, that's for sure. So both Yasuda and Pat 2 under as they head to the 13th. Both par 5s have been reachable in the practice rounds. Fassi just irons into both of them. So that leaderboard can certainly change. But at the moment, even though she is in trouble in 11, you would think is in the driving seat.
Down to the tee at 12, the iconic par 3, Penipa Pantong getting ready to go. Struggle out of the gate for her, a triple bogey on her opening hole. It has settled in since then. Just over the back of the green. Leave a challenging second for the 21-year-old. Breathtaking view from high above the 12th tee. As we head up to 16, Marta Perez, Florida Gator, 20-year-old from Spain. This quick putt for birdie. Work to do for Perez as we go back to 12. Marta Perez, college teammate Sierra Brooks. A couple of Gators here. Saturday's final round. Brooks, couple over on this Saturday at Augusta National. See if she can pick up a birdie here at the par 3. But Maria Fassi continues to lead the way, 3 under through 10 holes of action on this Saturday afternoon. 2-shot lead over Jennifer Kupcho. Campos, Pap, Yasuda, all tied for 3rd, 2 under, 3 back. You see the global influence and been a great impact, not only here in America, but the 25 countries represented at the start of the week here for the inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur.
back at Augusta and back at the 18th. And Erica Shepard, who shot 1 under par 71 on the first day and 75 on day 2. Just another revolution for a young woman who has represented the U.S. in the Junior Ryder Cup and Solheim Cup teams. Has some international experience and off to a terrific future ahead.
Here at 13, Zoe Campos with her third. Oh. I'm sure she hasn't practiced that shot or a shot similar to that very often in her young career.
Well, back at 11, looks like Fassi might have a gap here, which isn't always a good thing.
Yes, especially with the 2 huge mounds, Frank, that are about 50 yards short of the green, because if you hit a low shot and it happens to catch one of those mounds, it will shoot the ball dead left toward the pond that guards the entire left-hand side of the green.
And those mounds start about 20 yards short of the green. But if she can carry those.
The interesting thing to me, too, is I watch players nowadays play off pine straw because no one uses spikes, metal spikes anymore. It's always interesting to watch their feet with the plastic spikes, and are they able to maintain their balance properly?
It is on the high side. It's not too bad. But it does still present an opportunity for Kupcho. That's a good shot. It's been a little unfortunate. To 18.
And finishing at 18, Spartanburg, South Carolina, not too far away, junior at Furman University, Natalie Srinivasan. Nice finish. And some local support. Her dad was a college tennis player. She tried it. She didn't like it. He brought her to the golf course and loved it. And won over par all 3 days. Very impressive performance for Natalie Srinivasan.
Mike, only one player from the Philippines this week. Yuka Sasso, her birdie attempt at 16. One to take back home. Just 17 years of age.
And a moment ago, Alice Hewson from Berkhamsted, England. She birdied the 14th hole, this from just over the green at 15. Oh, how about that read? What a moment. 2 birdies in a row. What a thrill. Back to 11.
And Fassi out of trouble. But Gary, it still has to be close to 50, 60 feet from that fringe.
Yes, Frank, no question. And one of the things that has impressed me the most in watching her this week is not only the power and the speed off the tee, but the finesse and the technique around the green. She has played some wonderful short game shots. You can see, talking with her caddy, trying to figure out just how far out to the right this shot needs to be played. Green slopes from players right to left.
The majority of the players just one practice round here. It's a lot to learn. So well played. Pride of Mexico. And with more, Steve Bukowski.
Maria Fassi, pride of the Arkansas Razorbacks, and in the final pairing today, Frank, but her journey to get here this week was a bit bumpy. Back early Monday morning as she taps in for par, she stopped by the golf course to pick up her golf clubs and head to the airport. It wasn't until she was checking in her luggage that she realized she grabbed the wrong clubs. They were actually Kaylee Benton's, her Razorback teammate. The good news for Maria, Kaylee had also earned an invitation to Augusta. They got here late Monday night. She didn't get that practice in that she was hoping, but needless to say, it certainly hasn't impacted her as she's leading the way here at Augusta National.
So she's got the right clubs. She's got the right game. Wonderful sight. Patrons filling the stands. And behind the 12th tee. So Kupcho wants to gain ground. It's going to have to be a birdie. She has struggled with pace today. To 13.
After hitting out of the penalty area, this for bogey for Zoe Campos, just 16 years old. And even though that's back-to-back bogeys, she's on spring break, and she says this has been the best one ever. Back to 11.
It can be a lonely place out here.
And Frank, I would think for Kupcho, with the par fives coming up and the advantage that Fassi has on those holes with her length, this is a must make.
The rankings say #1 for a reason. She just dug that out. And now the women get to enjoy. So often we've seen the walk back to the 12th. Augusta National creating a ladder for the future. Got to keep looking ahead. Page, just 142 yards, but heart pumping.
Without question. I don't imagine the women who've played in front of the number of patrons as they're seeing today, as well as the fact is the green looks narrow from the tee, but walking up there as they have in their practice round, it is even smaller once you get up there. The green depth at its greatest is 11 paces. At its narrowest, where the hole location is there, it's around 10. So must have precision with the distance control off the tee. And when your nerves are there, when there's adrenaline, it's even more difficult to judge.
Fortunately, the wind's not up today. Should be a little easier for club selection. Got to carry that ball at at least 140 yards.
Yeah, and when evaluating this green, almost break it into 3 circles of where you want to land it and just pick the center of that circle, this being, of course, the center.
Now Fassi. And it was a quick swing. And you knew she was hanging on that. But when the flag is situated over the front bunker, that has to always be the line. It's the backup. What a 2 would do here now for Kupcho. And she's going to get a chance at it too. Quickly to 13.
A moment ago, third shot for 18-year-old Yuka Yasuda from Kobe, Japan. Oh, dials that one in beautifully.
Well, for a year, I wondered what this would look like, the final twosome, as they head towards the famed Hogan Bridge. And that bridge dedicated back in 1958, but Hogan, he respected the game, whether it was being male or female. When asked about the best swing he'd ever seen, it was Mickey Wright he singled out. How appropriate. Certainly in the right, these two.
You think about Kathy Whitworth and Joanne Connor, Kari Webb, Judy Rankin, some of those names of the women who were the greats in the game in their time and paved the way for some of these players and the day like this and what they must be seeing and thinking. Those who are still with us who have a chance to enjoy this moment and all those patrons who have come to see it as well. Quite something. Let's come up to the 18th green while we have a moment and watch Beatrice Wallin from Sweden, who's a freshman at Florida State, finishing her round. A lot of team golf played in Europe, and she has played on many of the Swedish teams in a couple of 100 par rounds, one at Champions Retreat and one here for Wallin. A very nice finish as we return to 13.
To see if Yasuda can capitalize on that well-placed wedge shot. Downhill birdie putt. No, perfectly read. Understandably, her mentors from Japan are Ai Miyazato and Hideki Matsuyama.
Fassi saved by the bunker.
Gary, you've mentioned how great her short game has been. It's going to take all the technique in the world to be able to get this high and soft.
Yeah, it looks like the ball is slightly on the downslope, so expect it to come out a little lower.
Ooh. Just enough. It's not a bad leave.
No, it's good now.
There's a lot of danger.
It's fine now. And that appeared to barely get out of the bunker.
Just enough speed for the ball to climb its way up.
218.
And Olivia Mahaffey finishing, the junior from Arizona State that's just a moment ago, part of the NCAA championship team a few years ago. From Northern Ireland. His surname spelled different than The former PGA champ, John Mahaffey, not related. John was an MA, she's ME, but that's a name maybe we'll be becoming familiar with down the line. Olivia Mahaffey from Northern Ireland with her strong performance in this inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur. As we return once again to the 12th.
It looks like Kupcho is away. Just been one birdie. That was back at the 6th and the bogey at 10.
It's a great opportunity to put a good roll on the ball. After a 3-putt on 10, a disappointing first putt on 11, good cleanup, but this is an opportunity to put a good roll, obviously to get a birdie. But she's got to get some confidence with the flat stick as she moves forward.
And should that happen, it'd be a chance for a 2-shot swing.
Never had it high enough and short. Just a tentative attempt.
So can't apply the pressure. Fassi hasn't dropped a shot since the opening hole. Kupcho does the mental arithmetic on the holes ahead. There's nothing she can do except watch. Fassi, relatively quick routine once she's ready. Oh, what a save. Big 3.
It's a huge 3. It's keeping the momentum. It's keeping her position at the top, and that reaction, maybe sending a bit of a message.
All right, we'll take a look at the par 5 13th. Azalea, 455 yards. It's the dog leg left. Players go across the Nelson Bridge after they hit their tee shots. Need to avoid this tributary of Rays Creek that runs all up the left-hand side of the hole. Ideal tee shot right to left. Fairway slopes severely from players right to left. Will leave a second shot if you go for the green with the ball well above your feet. If you try to lay the ball up, ideally you'd like to go into this area you see kind of in the center of your screen there, a little bit farther to the left than a lot of players will really take the ball. And the whole location today kind of mid-right, and we've seen some birdies here. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what Maria Fassi does from the tee.
She has been waiting to play the 13th and the 15th holes all week long in competition. Yesterday, she hit driver 6-iron into this hole. Going with driver today. She likes it. Oh.
And just into the second cut, and that a pretty severe ball above your feet lie. Be an interesting decision for her.
And that's a much lower ball flight, but a very good drive.
Kupcho started the day on 5 under. She's still there, but she started the day 1 ahead. Now she's 2 behind Maria Fassi. All 72 players involved have had a memorable time in Augusta. Following registration early in the week, players were treated to food and fun at the Augusta National Women's Amateur Welcome Reception near downtown Augusta. It was a wonderful way for players and families to kick off the week. There's a lot involved with an event like this, and partners like Mercedes-Benz lent their support with transporting the players to and from Champions Retreat and Augusta National. On Tuesday, players and families enjoyed a private shopping experience. Here they got to pick up some Augusta memorabilia. Later that evening, Chairman Ridley hosted a special dinner and welcomed players to this historic week.
This very moment in time marks a significant milestone in the history of our club. As such, no words can suitably describe what your presence means to us as we begin a new and exciting tradition this week.
On Wednesday, play began at Champions Retreat with the top female amateurs from 25 countries. Many qualified through their World Amateur Golf Rankings supported by Rolex, who's done so much to help grow the amateur game around the world, including partnering with this inaugural event in Augusta. Following play on Thursday, 30 players successfully advanced to the final round, and Friday all 72 players teed it up at Augusta National for their practice rounds. A memorable moment for players and families alike as they walk the historic fairways. More memories being made here today. There's Ginny Rometty enjoying the action around the golf course, and Ms. Rometty, the chairman, CEO of IBM, another wonderful partner of the Augusta National Women's Amateur. And today she's hosting a group of female college students in the IBM cabin. A future Women in Business luncheon. Annika Sorenstam there for conversation as well. So many great stories other than just the golf coming out of this inaugural event. Get back to the event right now, and 16.
We find Haley Haupt is already 1 under for her round so far today, getting it back to even. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Right at it.
A little bit of help from that slope. It's going to get even better.
She's smiling for good reason. What a softer bounce might have done. What about there? Back to 15.
And this is Jaravi Bunchan, 19-year-old from Bangkok, Thailand.
And a difficult, although short third shot for a very severe downhill lie. And how about that?
Nearly perfection for the sophomore at Duke.
Here's a future name to keep in mind. Yuka Sasso playing the 18th, her second shot. She's currently tied for 5th, been competing at a high level all over the world for several years, even though she's only 17. About 6 top 4s in her last 7 worldwide starts. Winner of the Philippines Ladies Open each of the last 2 years. Remember the name Sasso in women's golf for the future. Back at 13.
And final group waiting out in the fairway, Sierra Brooks for bogey. She tried to go for this par 5 and 2 and found herself short of the green. Things not quite going Sierra Brooks' way. She's playing alongside Himnipa Pantong, another player from Thailand. Goes to Kent State. She's a junior there, studying business management. And the green will be cleared, and we'll see what decisions both Kupcho and Fassi come up with. Fassi said that the way she plays the game is very aggressively, She was going to play aggressive from the start, and she said she didn't want to change, but she would be willing to, you know, play a little more conservatively when needed.
Well, the nice thing is, okay, she's going to have the luxury of seeing what Jennifer Kupcho does first. So if Kupcho were to play and knock the ball on the green, now all of a sudden that might make Fassi's decision a little different. This is what's so great about this 13th hole and its design. Alistair McKenzie back in the day just said, you know, he wanted to create a hole where you could play it out there, but then there was a decision to be made, a risk reward.
Wow. My goodness.
Whoa.
Coming in there with a lofted wood, ball well above her feet, and she hits it just beautifully. She hits it and it comes in as if it were a short iron.
Now, what does Fassi do?
I say Fassi zeroes in on her target, and she has to go for this. Able to hit these irons a long way.
Well, she's missed 2 shots to the right at both 11 and 12. And she elects to lay up.
Wasn't comfortable with the lie or the yardage, and that's an ideal layup on the left-hand side. Well, exciting things to come when we come back at the 13th.
Up ahead at the 15th, this the 4th shot for Haley Moore, just over the green using putter. Even par for this championship. Ball striking has been excellent here on Saturday. Just hasn't been able to get any putts to fall. So Haley Moore will remain even, currently in a tie for 7th. Up to the 16th, the par 3. Jarvi Boonchant, her tee shot. Yeah, might have heard her say, "Oh no, go." Found out it was in the bunker. She goes, "Oh, that's okay." Now back to the green at 13, the final pairing of Maria Fassi, Jennifer Kupcho. Fassi 7 under, leads by 2. An aggressive and well-played second shot by Kupcho. She is in there close for eagle, while Fassi chose to lay up and will be facing this one for her 3rd. These two top college stars, All-Americans, Player of the Year for Fassi, NCAA individual champion for Kupcho, great friends, great rivals, and the final pairing here on a Saturday at Augusta National.
And Maria Fassi here at hole 13, Azalea, walked up to the edge of the green, surveying her 3rd.
laying up into this position, Kay, as you mentioned. Very flat lie. Got it down here far enough, so pretty straightforward pitch here. If she chooses, she can go a little left of the hole and utilize the slope in the green, or from here you could go directly at the hole.
Beautiful technique, making that look very simple, sort of a little modified pitch and run type shot.
Well, let's go back and take a look at the shot that Fassi just hit. And you're right, Kay, wonderful technique. Hands ever so slightly ahead at contact. Keep rotating the body through. Too many times players stop instead of continuing the rotation through.
Let's come back to the 18th, and Yuka Sasso and her putt for birdie to finish at 2 under par. Started the day 1 over, so this would be for a round of 69. Looks good. Yes. Yuka Sasso reached the semifinals of the U.S. Women's Amateur at age 15. She's going to come out of here with a top 5 finish, it looks like, in this Augusta National Women's Amateur.
And let's take another look at this second shot that Jennifer Kupcho just played. Good look at just how far above the ball is above her feet, but look how she stays down so beautifully. Maintains the spine angle and complete release of the club. So just a wonderful swing at a really important time.
And Garrett can be so easy to hit that shot heavy, and she didn't.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who putts first now, won't it?
It appears that Fassi is taking the stage and looking at her putt. One would have hoped, I'm sure she hoped, that she would have gotten that third shot inside.
Well,
Kupcho's eagle.
I'm not so sure of that, Kay. I wouldn't mind putting first. Knock this in, and all of a sudden it puts the pressure right back on Jennifer to make it if she's going to pick up any strokes.
The way Maria Fassi is built, it's all for aggressive golf and taking advantage of par 5s. This putt to get to 8 under par. Very aggressive, as she usually is, and that has to feel like potentially a bogey to her, not holding that putt for birdie. And here's a look again at her stroke, never got it high enough.
We've touched on it, Kay. So many of the short putts here at Augusta National just have so much break to them. And this one for Kupcho will move to the right as well, but not quite as much.
This for the first eagle at the 13th today. Wow, in addition to making eagle, that ties her for the lead. What an ideal 3 shots she just hit at the famed Azalea.
And this is one of the reasons why we enjoy the second nine at Augusta National so much, because so many things can happen.
Now, important for Maria Fassi to just stay focused, sort of disregard what Kupcho just did and hit this in. And she does with authority. Well, Jennifer Kupcho, she won that hole in a big way. And now these two powerhouses in women's golf, women's amateur golf, go to the 14th tee, tied at the top.
Okay, just a moment ago here at 16, it's been a very unusual round for Haley Moore. 15 straight pars, 15. And then she hits this. Never leaves the flag. Down it's going to come. Keep going. And finally, Haley gets her first birdie of the day. What a great shot. 218.
And Marta Perez finishing at 18, was 2 off the lead after the first day. Marta Perez had never been here, but she says she's never missed the Masters on TV. So this was a great thrill for the 20-year-old junior born in Spain, one of the 2 Florida Gators who is here. All right, let's catch our breath. What a turn there at the 13th. Kupcho, that shot, every time she sees the 13th, no matter what happens here, she is going to remember that moment that you just saw. Wow. So those 2 have separated. There you see the other 30 names. And there was an 11 for 10 playoff on 3 over on Thursday to get down to this exact number of 30. So it's been thrilling golf throughout. 14, the par 4. Only hole here at Augusta National with no bunkers, off the eagle. They like it, and so will she.
See, the players cannot see the landing area, but that draw ball flight that both of these players hit is ideal for this shot. Fairway sloping a little bit away from, I won't call it a dog leg, but as the fairway moves from right to left, fairway slopes left to right, so a draw will help keep that ball controlled in the fairway.
Fassi backs off for a moment. It's been interesting to watch the reactions of the players and how the facial reactions, especially with Kupcho, really changed here over these last 45 or 50 minutes. Now smiling after that eagle in the tee shot. And that is her happy club. You can see her pick up the tee and kind of fire folks up. She has a little bit of that sizzle that she wants the crowd to interact and react with her and playing off it. And then you see the 2 sharing a word back and forth. They know what the other one's all about. They're sharing the competition here in this very unique day.
For both of these players, we've mentioned it before, just powerful. And Maria Fassi, watch this transition in her golf swing. So quick, creates so much lag.
Watch her with the tee. She got that tee and got everyone going around her, too. Truly like it. Frank mentioned earlier the patrons, and you see plenty of patrons around Augusta National. Tickets sold out after the online application process when this event was announced, and then the ticketing plan in the fall. And what a gathering we have here today. 16.
Zoe Campos, just 16. And just a moment ago, should take the slope and get better and better. Long way from West Hills, California. Long way to go in her career. Back to 15.
And Yuka Yasuda going for the par 5 and 2. Hole 15. Firethorn, hopefully she has enough height. I've seen a few players come in and the ball has released beyond. But that one, with enough height, sits down softly and stays on the putting surface. Beautifully done.
I mentioned the players in the field here. These 30 young women are ages 15 through 24. Of course, tomorrow we have the younger kids, the boys and girls in drive, chip, and putt. If you'd like to join in on the fun of the drive, chip, and putt championship registration, it's now open for local qualifying this summer. Visit drivechipandputt.com, find a local qualifier near you, and register for this free nationwide program. And we look forward to you joining us tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Golf Channel, 6th Annual National Finals of the drive, chip, and putt. Terrific weekend it is now before we get to Masters Week here at Augusta National. We're watching the play of Maria Fassi. We've mentioned a few times, if you're just joining us, from Pachuca in Mexico, 21-year-old who's playing her final year at Arkansas. Some said turn pro and skip that last semester. And she said, now when I'm studying for finals, that sounds like a good idea. But all the experience of playing collegiate golf with a goal towards the NCAA championship at the end of the year for the reigning Southeastern Conference Player of the Year, you know what, those finals and not skipping that last semester works out okay. Professional golf awaits her later on this summer. As mentioned by Paige earlier, both the players in this last group have qualified for the LPGA and will be a part of that tour coming up once their collegiate days are done in a month and a half or so.
She has the professional to look forward to, but NCAA championships will be hosted by the University of Arkansas as well, so certainly incentive for that as well.
Kupcho to play first.
You can see that whole location on the top part of the green. May as well effectively consider the front of the green where that ridge starts. You want to fly it all the way to the hole. It's a situation where long is actually better than short. Should get some help from the ridge there, feeding on down. Well played.
Very well played.
Smart.
Come back just a little bit as well. And she'll get a look at Kupcho putting from that side. So two nice shots there at 14. With the separation, they'll be trying to match each other shot for shot here over the next 4 holes in this green at 14. Let's come back up to the 18th again. And Alice Houston's a bogey attempt. And senior Clemson will drop a couple here at 18. Honorable mention, All-America last year. Terrific bounce back round in the second round just to make it to this final round, an even par despite that double at 18. 16.
Such a good tee shot. Only a 3. Remain at even par. Very impressive. 218.
And a finishing par putt just a moment ago for the Swede, who's bound for Stillwater in Oklahoma State. Maya Stark. 70 the opening round, 77 here today. Stark and Houston, 2 Europeans paired together. As they wrap up, now just 12 players left on the golf course. We talked about the different countries represented of the 72 players who were in the total field when we got underway on Wednesday. Truly a continued example of the global reach of golf. And so many of these players from 25 different countries gave specific memories of recent Masters in the last 7-8 years and holes that were their favorites at Augusta National. A reminder of not just the global interest in the game, but the global reach of the Masters tournament and the opportunity to extend that here with the USA most represented 31 of the 72 invitations to American-born players. And then many of the players like Fassi, not born in the U.S., play collegiate golf here in the United States. It's always an interesting hole, the 14th. We always talk about how it sits between 13 and 15, those memorable momentum-changing par fives. No bunkers on this hole, but a hole that you have to keep your attention throughout because of this green page.
There's plenty of interest. The green is its defense. And from here, I mentioned that long was actually better than short. That's because off of that ridge, that tier in the front, it actually slopes away and towards the back of the green. So for Jennifer Kupcho, the putt that she's facing, and actually similar line to Maria as well, she'll be getting a little bit of influence off of that ridge. So it should be moving from her right to left.
We saw the couple of holes before. Kupcho has just lost a little bit of confidence on the greens, but that eagle putt sometimes, although it was short, just kind of get you back into a good feeling with that club in your hands. This for birdie and the momentary lead.
It wanted to move. Just kept hanging out there.
So a par, and we go to 15.
Yasuda for eagle. Today, every hole, every shot, we're seeing history being made. We saw Kupcho make the first eagle at 13. There has yet to be an eagle here today. She had an opportunity, but now work to do to ensure a birdie. Back to 14.
And that ebb and flow when it's down really to two players. And these players with the separation, it's a good reminder that in many of the college matches that play, especially when you get to the NCAAs, you get the match play component. So they are very familiar now with being tied, if you will, in the proper rules parlance of this day. This is to go one up. Leader by one. Maria Fassi with a birdie to retake the lead. Fifth birdie of this final round, and the smile is back. There's no hiding what's going on. If you're watching Fassi, you don't need a scoreboard. And now she's going to a place where she is familiar. I said that driver in her hand is her happy club. She told us about her par 5 strategy yesterday after her practice round here at Augusta National.
I'm just focusing on hitting a lot of fairways because I know I can be really aggressive on my second shots because I'm going to have shorter stuff in. I can stop the ball better than a lot of the players out here, and it's going to be, yeah. I mean, I hit every green today on the par 5s and 2. So just knowing that, it gave me a lot of confidence.
And we know what her strategy will be. And yesterday, hitting this par 5 15th hole with a 4-iron. But it was Kupcho who got the first and only eagle in today's competition at the 13th, coming in with a hybrid.
Okay, that is so cool. You see these two, and there's competition. They both want to win. Who wouldn't want to be the first winner of this event? But the back and forth between these two, the respect, pushing each other forward, go out and win it. That's really, really respectful. Tip of the cap to those two terrific women.
Yuka Yasuda at 15 ran her eagle putt by. the dreaded 3-putt par at Firethorn. And she stays 2 under for the championship.
At 17, Jarvi Boonchant. It's a bogey putt. Okay. That's how big that save was for her. Duke sophomore with 1 left. 2 over par. Hopefully for her, she can make a birdie, finish in the top 10. And we're back at the tee.
And the fairway is clear. Fassi will be first to hit. Ideal drive here is right center. There's the tallest pines you can see down there in the distance. Just a little right of those pines would be great. Not what she had envisioned. High right. Similar tee shot she hit at 11 with a 3-wood. And we'll have to wait and see. Maybe she got lucky.
She'll be laying up from there, Kate. I'm pretty sure.
I guess that makes her strategy known at this point.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of trees over there. I would be very, very surprised if she has a chance to reach in 2.
Now Kupcho. And is going a little further to the left. Well, this championship has been a year in the making. The best women's amateurs are out walking the fairways and competing for the first time at Augusta National Golf Club.
Up ahead of the tee at the par 3 16th, Yuka Yasuda set to play. Looking at it anxiously, and what a result. Big smile. She'll have that for birdie upcoming at 16. Ahead 1. Second shot upcoming for Rose Zhang, the 15-year-old. Out of Irvine, California. Wonderfully played. Leaves it underneath the hole. Jennifer Kupcho, Maria Fassi, the final pairing, making their way down the fairway at 15. Fassi at 8 under par, 1-shot lead. These two have enjoyed the entire week, as all 72 invitees have, becoming part of history and concluding at Augusta National. The patrons in attendance. Weather has cooperated here for this final round. Fassi in trouble off the tee at 15. Kupcho's tee shot down the left-hand side of the fairway. She eagled the par 5 13th to get to 7 under par, so perhaps an opportunity to catch Fassi when this hole's played out. Pretty much a 2-woman race right now. Kupcho, Fassi, 2 of the very best in college golf, amateur golf, making a big statement on a big stage on a Saturday afternoon in Augusta.
And back at Augusta National, at the inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur at the 18th. Chance to finish even par for Haley Harford. Leavittsburg, Ohio, she does it. The senior from Furman, one better each day. An even par finish. Oh, this has been one of the things we've noticed throughout the day. Up by that first tee early this morning, so many young girls coming in with moms and dads, part of the patrons here at Augusta National for this special day. And one day this might be their opportunity to play in a tournament at Augusta National. And they have enjoyed not just everything that's going on, starting with that ceremony up on the first tee with the legends Lopez, Sorenstam, Ochoa, and Sari Pak, but getting a golf ball there from Sierra Brooks. Dreams beginning here today. From Italy, and headed to the University of Georgia over in Athens this fall, Katarina Dawn. And she knows that she's in the state where she'll be playing her college golf, hearing the support from the Georgia fans right there. Now we have just 10 players on the golf course. One of these two will, in all likelihood, win, Fassi or Kupcho. The winner will get a beautiful new trophy that has been made for this event going forward. And they'll be presented that trophy for the first time in Butler Cabin when play is done. So a lot of very familiar things about this competition here at Augusta National. We look forward to seeing if it will be Maria Fassi or Jennifer Kupcho there in Butler Cabin joining us in the next hour or so as we go back to K at 15.
Aquí en esta línea. Ajá.
Okay. ¿Te gusta?
No sé, sí. O sea, porque incluso yendo más a la izquierda, siento que está la otra mano, o sea, ¿sabes? El árbol.
Well, it appears maybe a little discussion about whether to go high, and that window that Maria is looking at with maybe an 8 or 9 iron, and her coach and caddy Jose Maria Sanchez, who goes by Chema Sanchez, seems like he's opting for the low route. But regardless, Gary, you called it. It's going to be a layup of sorts.
You know the reason why I knew so quickly, Kay? Because I've been there. And I can promise you, it's not an easy layup. If she gets the ball on the ground going low, she has to be careful that it doesn't run too far down the hill. The pond is there, and there are more trees even if she goes too far left.
And she does not have the luxury of being able to pinpoint where she wants to have this layup. As we've talked about, if you can be a little more on the left-hand side, you have an easier angle for your third. It may be that Jennifer Kupcho is ready to go and will hit her second first.
Well, this is a bold play. Those trees are in play there, okay? She is going to have to draw this ball around those trees to hit this green.
It appears like she liked the way she hit it.
What a shot.
And
what a shot.
Again, two aggressive fairway woods, and that one so challenging. So much trouble in front of her. And here's a look at Maria Fassi as that ball was in the air. Very appreciative of that play. Looks like she's pulled out a lofted club. A very lofted club. Looking up at that window. Her glove falling out of her back pocket as she hit that.
All right, so she's safely in play, but as we have talked about, this 15th, the third shot here, one of the more difficult ones on the golf course. In fact, Kay, in my mind, one of the hardest short shots in all of golf. And this was from 2017, the defending champion, Jordan Spieth, trying to play his third shot from that area we're talking about. Spins the ball back and into the penalty area. Tries to play a different shot this time, tries to play a much lower shot. And there's the result. He would go on to make a 9 on the hole. And then in the 2018 Masters, this was Sergio Garcia, also a defending champion. And that would lead to a 13 for Sergio there. But Paige, you and I have talked about this a little bit. The women don't spin the ball quite as much as the men do. So the backing the ball up into the penalty area short of the green is probably not a real issue for them.
It's less of an issue. For these two players, Maria hits it a little bit with more descending blow. You might get a little bit more spin that may come into play for her. But more likely, and we saw it earlier today with several of the players, it bounded through the green. They didn't properly allow enough release yardage.
Well, and the whole location is a little different, Kay, than it was in those two instances we saw with Spieth and Garcia, certainly deeper into the green.
Yes, the hole is located 16 paces on, 11 from the left here. A little bit of room beyond, and as we can see beyond, that is Kupcho's ball in prime position back there.
Well, right now it is a little ironic, isn't it? The power player that we thought in Fassi, who would have the advantage on the par 5s, she's already parred the 13th and now forced to lay up here at 15, and it's Kupcho who's made the eagle and has a chance for another one at 15.
Sort of a tale of two sides. Fassi with 2 birdies on both the par 5s on the front 9, boxing Kupcho out, and it's been Kupcho who is 2 under with that eagle at the 13th, and another eagle opportunity upcoming. Taking a little extra time on this shot, which is warranted. A lot to think about coming off a little downhill lie.
So they're in 3, Fassi there in 2, Kupcho I should say. For more on Fassi, let's bring in Steve Sands. Steve?
All right, Mike, thank you. Maria has never met one of her golfing idols, Angel Cabrera, but they are in touch via text. Maria told me yesterday her dad runs a soccer club back in Argentina, and Angel, who is a fan of the team, reached out to Fassi to see if he could help her this week as she plays Augusta National for the first time. Maria also said she can't wait to meet Cabrera in person, but in the meantime, planned to text him between yesterday's practice round and today's final round with lots of questions, and added she's really leaned on the 2009 Masters champion, who has been an incredible mentor.
We'll be celebrating the 10th anniversary of Cabrera's win here next week. Maria's dad, you mentioned the soccer connection in Argentina. He's the owner and manager of the Pachua Soccer Club back in their hometown of Mexico. So as they come up to the green at 18, this is Haley Moore finishing. All those pars to start. Almost had one of those Nick Faldo Muirfield rounds with all pars until she made that birdie at 16, but she'll drop one here at 18. Two-time first-team all Pac-12 for this senior from the University of Arizona. And she was up there watching those legends, the Hall of Famers, in the first tee ceremony this morning, and she had a smile on her face, and she couldn't believe the moment that she witnessed, and a very strong showing here this week. 16.
Just a moment ago, Mike, you sued it. And just like that, 3 under. And that is third position. And Ciso posted 69 to be in the clubhouse at -2. So Yasuda now takes that position as we go back to the final group.
And Maria Fassi first to play with her 4th shot.
And Kay, even though it's a short shot, it is very delicate. Once that ball gets onto the green, it will pick up speed and it will move pretty severely from left to right.
All in all, not too bad. Of course, she would love to have had that land a little further to the left and curl closer to the hole, but not bad.
Up at 18, the 19-year-old from Duke, Jarvi Boonchant. This putt for birdie to finish. A couple of even par rounds to start this event. Show card 74 here today. The 19-year-old from Thailand. She and Haley Moore, some very good golf in that pairing today. Just 8 players left on the golf course now. And back to the final duo at 15.
Jennifer Kupcho now. She's already made fireworks at the 13th with the first eagle in this competition. Here a chance for another one. Going with the putter.
That is one of the unique aspects of this part of the golf course. 15th green, 16 green, very close proximity.
This to leapfrog Fassi and return to the top of the leaderboard. What an effort. Gave it a legitimate chance. And just like that, Kupcho is tied with Fassi once again. Nice knuckle bump. Both very appreciative of each other's play. Let's take a look at that again. Look how far she's aiming to the left, aggressively getting it through the short grass. And that was beautifully done. A lot of control showed on that shot to get it to within tap-in range. And now Maria Fassi will be next with her par putt.
Okay, this is an interesting putt. It appears that it would move to the right, but it is very straight. Got it. Well done.
Couple of good putts on this back nine for par saves, and you can tell she's an emotional player. Really trying to keep herself in this, rile up the crowd, the patrons to support her. Well, she got out of that jam, driving it right with a par at the 15th.
As these two women come over to the 16th, lots of folks hearing about what's going on, watching. Justin Thomas tweeting, awesome, best of luck to all the women competing at the greatest place in the world. Justin Thomas will be seeking a Masters title next week. Niall Horan will be around. Always watching the drive, chip, and putt, and chiming in. Huge day in the game of golf. Get it, ladies, and these two certainly are over at 16. Two of the top collegiate golfers in America, perhaps the two best. And they have been, Frank Nobilo, front and center in terms of the build-up to this event, and they have delivered with quality play under pressure. And with all of this attention and the crowds here at Augusta National, they keep stepping up to the moment. And here we are, tied with 3 to go.
Yeah, Mike, well said. The only thing they've done is separate themselves from the field, because right now it's a coin flip. It really is. Who would have thought? So 156 is the exact yardage.
We've seen a lot of the players take it right at the flag. It's not necessary. You may play it off of the ridge to the right of the hole, pin high. There's a little room for safety.
Kupcho has hit 3 excellent approach shots in a row. So maybe something is now clicking. Make that 4, because this is going to come down the hill. Couldn't hit a better shot at the right time. Fassi has to match. It's going to stay on the top tier. And that putter's ferociously fast. From 16 to 18.
And a moment ago, Zoe Campos, the 16-year-old from Valencia, California, her 3rd shot from out of the bunker, almost. Talk about what would have been a moment. Again, Rose Zhang, Zoe Campos in this pairing. 2 teenagers from Southern California. Even par for Campos and 1 under for the championship. Quite a showing. At 17, this is 20-year-old Caitlin Papp from Austin, Texas.
And a nice par after being in the front greenside bunker. Get up and down.
And a good second 9, even par. 1 over for the day with 1 to go. And back at 18, this is the 15-year-old, youngest to make this final round, Rose Zhang from Irvine. And Southern California represented by both teenagers in this pairing. 3 over today. Get the feeling they may be seeing a lot more of each other over the next few years. Very well played. As they're welcomed over there at 16.
Fassi, after 11 holes, 2-shot lead. She's been 1 under since then and lost ground. And Paige, it's the steepness of the hill in the middle of this green.
Yes, that is what we expected the players to be playing off of. It was a big mistake, actually, to leave it this far to the right. Obviously, after Kupcho had hit a good shot, she wanted to answer, but more importantly, now she's out of position. This is not a guaranteed two-putt.
So often through the years, you see the iron shot take the hill and roll close at 16 when it's cut there.
We have seen good touch from Fassi all day long, whether it's chipping or putting. She's been in very good control of her distance and speed around the greens.
Just trying to looking for a spot where it nearly stops at the top of the hill. Back against the wall. Oh, it's keeping. You couldn't hit a better putt. That nearly stopped. Oh, this one's brave. Right about there, nearly stops. Tremendous. Paige, I never thought this is what I'd see, to be honest. Toe-to-toe.
Golf courses, the best golf courses have the ability to separate the very best, and that's exactly what happened.
And makes it. She is going to leave this green with the lead, but is it 1 or is it 2?
4 under in her last 4 holes.
The tee shot set it up. That is the best putt she has hit all day. The eagle at 13. Oh, that was special. The birdie at 15, but that assures her of a lead. And the two-shot lead goes to Kupcho.
Augusta Nationals, second 9. So many stories over the years, and 13 and 15, those 2 par 5s have been pivotal so often, and we thought it would be advantage Maria Fassi, but it has been advantage Jennifer Kupcho, and then some. First at 13, her second shot. Remember, she had a lead to start the day, a bogey at 10. She had fallen behind. Body language was not very good. She was looking for confidence, and that smile came back to her face after that shot. And then at 15, thought, really? Is she going to go for this? And just wrapping around those trees. And go get around the corner to take a look at this. Just you couldn't draw up 2 better seconds into these world famous par 5s. And then the tee shot at 16, and with Fassi's ball staying out to the right, and it caught up on the hill, it led to a 3-putt. The 2-shot swing there, and we come to 17 tee, and Jennifer Kupcho has a huge opportunity here with a 2-stroke lead.
And has yet to miss a fairway today, Mike. So this 17th, do play slightly uphill, but fairway adequately wide.
Terrific. And this ball striking off the tee backs up a Thursday round, or Wednesday round, excuse me, the first round where she didn't miss a green.
Correct. Hit all 18 greens in the opening round over at Champions Retreat.
She had it at 7 under at one point, had gone 31 holes to start this event without a bogey, and then just lost some confidence on the green. She admits she starts to overthink things and got in trouble, but has turned it back around. This is a big, big tee shot for Fassi.
Ripped. And that will leave her a very short second shot.
There you get a sense of where the 2 are as they share walk down the fairway yet one more time. Talk more about Jennifer Kupcho and bring Steve Burkowski back in.
Yeah, lightly recruited out of Westminster, Colorado. Jennifer headed to Wake Forest, Mike. In the process to become the top-ranked amateur in the world, she took some lumps along the way. Go back to the NCAA championships 2 years ago. She had a 2-shot lead, then triple bogeyed the 17th hole, ultimately lost by a single shot the very next year. Last May in Stillwater, Oklahoma, tied for the lead beginning the final round, gave up that advantage, but battled back 4 under 32 coming home, won that national championship 11 months ago. It was redemption, and she built a bit of resiliency along the way, realizing that you're going to fall down in this game. It's more important about how you bring yourself back.
And Steve, you were there in 2017 when she lost that lead in the NCAA individual championship, and then 2018, that redemption you spoke of. Her Wake Forest team didn't qualify for the team championship, but Jennifer Kupcho was there as an individual as you look at the rest of the 29 women and their scores at this point. And they were all there supporting her around the golf course, and she came to that same hole, had a little bit of stress in her final round that year as well in 2018, but came through that. So a microcosm of that experience we've seen in her final round here today. When Jennifer Kupcho was recruited at Wake Forest, Diane Daly, longtime, very successful coach there, she was at the U.S. Juniors, and she was about ready to leave, doing the typical recruiting that college coaches do, and she stopped, and she heard a different sound off the golf club, and she needed to get her assistant, say, hey, go check this out. Who is that? And it was Jennifer Kupcho, and Jennifer Kupcho heard from Wake Forest, and as Steve said, living in suburban Denver, Colorado, she had no idea where Wake Forest was. She didn't know anything about Palmer and the other greats who are part of Wake Forest's terrific golf tradition. Well, she found out quickly, and fast forward some half dozen years, no matter what happens over these last 2 holes, Jennifer Kupcho's name is going to be a part of Wake Forest golf history going forward, and can add to it here at this inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur. Gary, you talked about this the 17th hole, playing for the women in this event at 370 yards with those good tee shots. How aggressive can you be? How aggressive do you have to be for each player with this second shot?
Well, the hole location, Mike, is kind of middle left portion of the green. The first 6 or 7 yards of the green is a false front, so anything short is going to come back. And then you can see just slightly behind the hole is another slope, and the ball tends to release toward the back portion of the green. So ideally, carry the ball in there just short of the hole. Stopping the ball should not be a problem. You'd be landing into a slight upslope.
Gary, similar shots given the situation. Kupcho 2-shot lead. Should each player's approach be different here?
I would look for her ball to be a little right of the hole and perhaps a little short. That's going to funnel back. That catches that false front.
Really short on that backswing there.
Contact was not exactly what she was looking for. So now you wanted to know about the other? I'll tell you the other. She has to go right at it.
Yep.
At this point in time. I will say we've seen a little tendency here for Maria on this back nine. Shots to the right. Remember the 11th, the 15th. Even 16 was right of where she was trying to hit the ball.
That length always an advantage, but at this situation, given the shot Kupcho hit, it's a little more of an opportunity and a door open for Fassi.
I think you'll see a much more aggressive swing from Fassi than we did from Kupcho. Oh, and that's a little deep. That gets just on the other side of that little ridge.
Let's come up to 18, watch a couple more players finish, and Yuka Yasuda from Kobe, Japan, the top women's amateur in Japan. There's 6 recognized events on the amateur scene for women that got you into this event, plus the top 60 from the rankings, top 30 from the USA and top 30 from around the world as well. Yasuda in through there and playing to that. Annika Sorenstam and Nancy Lopez, members of the World Golf Hall of Fame, major champions. Inspiration to so many here, and the Annika Award would be an equivalent of the Heisman Trophy, if you will, for college football fans, the best individual talent in the sport each year. See some of the names who've won it before. Maria Fassi's name from 2018. And at 18, it's Caitlin Papp now with her putt for par. This for a 1-over round of 73 here today. And slide by Caitlin Papp, as mentioned, from Austin, University of Texas, hoping for a little bit of that Ben Crenshaw Longhorn magic here at Augusta National. Two-time Masters champion. Caitlin, age 20, Big 12 Player of the Year. Very good second round will help keep her under par. And in that top half dozen here in the inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur. Okay, so we're up here at 17 now with this last group. Assessing what they have on the green. It's Brian McKinley, as mentioned earlier, if you were not with us, he's the caddy working with Jennifer Kupcho. Her dad has often caddied for her. But the choice made to go with Brian, Augusta National caddy. And boy, does that help here. How many putts he has seen over the years on this green. You know, can give Jennifer a read of experience here as she putts first.
Pretty steeply uphill, Mike, so this one she can be a little more aggressive with. We've seen her, you know, earlier in the round be a little on the tentative side.
Terrific. Just a look and she'll finish. No through line to worry about. And you can always have a two-shot swing at 18 very easily, but if you're Jennifer Kupcho, perhaps just 2 full swings away from being the first. And rarely do you get to be the first in sports, and a chance to make a bit of history here and just kind of fight all those thoughts out of the mind and just stay focused on the moment. And Maria Fassi could put a lot different pressure on that tee shot if she can make this birdie putt. But as you said, Gary, not an easy one.
No, you can see slightly up is the darker grass, and then you see the shinier color. So once it reaches that point, it's then downhill to the hole coming from her right.
Hang on. I'm not surprised to see that effort. 2 back.
Yeah, she knew it right away that it was just too firm to take the break.
And that disappointment of not getting within 1, but you got to pull it together quick here.
And as we saw with Kupcho's putt as it came up, it definitely has some break to the right.
Okay. Jennifer Kupcho describes herself as very shy and quiet at first, but you get to know me, I'm outgoing.
Way to go, girls. Good job. So proud of y'all.
Fun to be around, and what support from the patrons there, and the young patrons especially. Maria Fassi describes herself as a perfectionist, as aggressive, and we've seen those self-descriptions from these young women in their play today as they walk to 18-2.
We've seen all the emotions that Kupcho has gone through today, and criticism of her body language and how down she was on herself, but has figured out a way to grind it out, to have the grit needed 13 through 17 at this point to put herself in a position where now it's about not opening the door. It's about putting the ball in play, keeping it in play, and not allowing Maria any light at all.
You see where the tee sits. Playing in this Augusta National Women's Amateur at this tee, 385 yards. So it's not that as intimidating shoot that you'll often see playing 18 at Augusta during the Masters tournament. But that does not mean this is an easy shot by any stretch.
No, and standing on the tee, it asks you, it tells you to hit a fade. And for both of these players, they're draw biased. So it's not necessarily a comfortable tee shot for either one of these players. The target line just at that far bunker on the right, and you can see Kupcho choosing a 3-wood maybe for that reason. Those bunkers do come into play with driver, especially if she's hitting it with a draw.
Leader by 2.
The one thing we've seen from her is very smart positioning on the 14th green, on the 16th green, on how she's played her shots. That another smart move by taking those bunkers completely out of the play.
Now Fassi.
Chosen to stay aggressive. Wants to be second into this green. We'll have to hug that right-hand side.
She got over there on the left side of that tee box and got quick there and ends up in the bunker. So big advantage for Jennifer Kupcho as they come down 18 with her 2-shot lead and in the fairway. Second to last group up on the green. That's 20-year-old Sierra Brooks. I mentioned this before with a couple of the players, but Sierra Brooks has played on the junior edition of the Ryder Cup and the Solheim Cup teams, has played in the Curtis Cup for the U.S. with amateurs. So these are players who have represented the U.S. in many of those team competitions globally, getting another big stage here.
Not had a great day on the golf course.
And junior from the University of Florida at 4 over today. She knows it could have been a better day. So that hug with her dad, Brent. And Sierra has come to the Masters a few times. Dad introduced her to the game, and she says she's loved it ever since.
Pantong found some trouble off the tee. This just for a bogey.
Three over for Panipa Pantong from Thailand. And now 2 left on the golf course. Sierra Brooks just stay out there and enjoy the moment. Get here with Dad, huh? How cool is that? Many of you have a daughter who plays golf. Can you imagine caddying for your daughter in an event like this at Augusta National? How cool.
Or being one of those young girls.
Here you see Nancy Lopez, Annika Sorenstam to the left, and there's Bubba Watson right behind them as well. And Bubba was out there at 8 this morning. 2-time Masters champion in his green jacket, watching the players tee off as well. I thought that was one of the neatest things I saw today. The champions of Augusta National, they become such an important part of the fabric of this club and support so many of the events. So the invitees, the 72, the exact number in the field, the very first time the Masters tournament was played, thus the symmetry there. Those half-dozen recognized events are, as I mentioned, the World Women's Amateur Golf Ranking, the top players from there, and then some special invitations. That's keeping with an Augusta National Tournament tradition as well. Have the world represented, have up-and-coming golfers represented. And there is Bubba, who has been here for some 6.5 hours, popping in and out and watching the play. Look at that scene at 18. For amateur golf, for women's golf, did you ever think you'd see this at Augusta National. There were more people watching women's amateur golf, not just here right now, than probably ever. Really, you think about it, around the world, because of Augusta National saying, let's do this, let's grow the game and commit to it in a special way.
We've talked a lot about making history this week and what this means, but Mike, more important than I think making or creating history is the fact that they're a part of history now. All of these women that played on this golf course in competition are now part of the fabric of what is Augusta National Golf Club.
Fassi in the bunker, doing the math there for her second shot, and Kupcho will play first. She took that fairway medal off the tee, that 3-wood, and put herself in the prime position with a 2-shot lead.
Key here is to carry that front edge. There is a bit of a false front. There's a backstop the players can use. It's playing about 10 yards uphill, so key is to get it all the way up there.
Flag's 9 on, but forget about that number. Just get it back there. Let the green do the rest.
Absolutely what she needed to do.
And now Fassi up in that bunker. Given the difficulty of the scoreboard, the situation is not an easy one either.
Just going to be advancing, getting over that lip. I'm not certain she has the ability to even get it all the way to the green, as strong as she is.
No.
We've seen her press the last several shots, the putt on 17, the drive on 18, and that approach shot, just knowing that she's got to make something happen.
Should give her full credit for it. And one thing that we'll take away, in addition to the talent Maria Fassi has, is her sportsmanship as well. You've seen her. Every shot Jennifer Kupcho has hit, and she has been supportive, a fist bump, a hand clap, as Kupcho takes that walk up 18 at Augusta National. Her mom Janet, her dad Mike, who we mentioned earlier. Mike, mom Janet was a college basketball player in her day back at a small school in Colorado, Fort Lewis. And Jennifer even followed her mom's footsteps there for a bit. Played a little basketball, played a little point guard. Reception for Fassi here. A lot of this weekend, a lot of the week has been about everything the game can be about. and how inclusive the sport can be. And you're seeing some of the examples of it. Leadership, sportsmanship, handling pressure in big moments, and then some. For not just these two who we've really focused on because they've separated on the leaderboard, but all 72 players in the field page and all 30 who we've watched here today.
It's been an impressive display of golf, as well as everything that we love about the game.
We've been watching since 10 after 8, and the shot making throughout the day has been really, really good. I mean, just think about the pressure of playing Augusta National and then all the surroundings and the stuff we've been talking about going with it. There has been some terrific shot making as Fassi settles in for her third here.
She's had delicate touch all day long. This, again, without seeing the surface of the green, it's going to take some skill. She's got room behind her, though. Play it off that slope. Not quite high enough to get the most out of it.
Jennifer Kupcho a couple of putts away here from the victory, and then be a part of the history of this event and of amateur golf for women and of Augusta National, and that will include the opportunity to receive the trophy commissioned for this event in famed Butler Cabin, where since back in the mid-60s, 1964, the Masters Tournament champion has come to be crowned champion for the first time. And same will be true with this event. The trophy that was commissioned for this championship, sterling silver, gold vermeil, but it also depicts the logo and the namesake flower from each hole. You always see when you watch the Masters as the holes go by. This one called holly, Chinese fir, azalea, the different names of the holes. Each hole depicted on that wonderful trophy that we'll see handed likely to Jennifer Kupcho in just a few minutes in Butler Cabin. So we hope you stay through for that. And there is Lorena Ochoa in the red on the right, or the left here, her right. For the moment, Ochoa sure feels the disappointment. She wants to be there for support for her fellow countrywoman, Maria Fassi. 27-time tour winner, a couple of majors. Ochoa. It's inspired players like Fassi from Mexico. This for par. Bunch of birdies in the middle. She had a lead. It looked like Maria Fassi was going to have a chance to win this championship. But it's a third straight 2 under par round of 70, and she finishes at 6 under. Now the stage is clear. It's nice to have 4 putts from here to take care of business. How about do it with 1? Finish with a birdie in style. How about it? A champion's finish as Jennifer Kupcho is the first winner of the Augusta National Women's Amateur. older brother Steven, golfer at the University of North Colorado in his day, then he turned professional. So sport's a big part of this family. The family waiting. Mom Michael, Mom Janet, I should say. Dad Michael. And much like the reaction when she won the individual title for Wake Forest last year, her Wake Forest teammates are waiting with a little celebratory bath.
Oh, that's so good. Awesome. Oh my God. This is amazing, girl. Oh my God. You rock. You are awesome. You are so awesome. Oh my God. So good. Awesome. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, go sign your score. Congratulations. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm wet.
Annika Sorensen.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Like 9, amazing.
Bubba Watson, Lorena Ochoa, Nancy Lopez.
All the time, baby. Please come
Virginia Elena Carter from Duke, ACC rival.
Awesome. You did phenomenal. You're awesome. You're awesome. Great job, Jordan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Pretty neat to see, Paige.
It's been incredible. What an incredible day and what an incredible finish for Jennifer Kupcho. We mentioned 4 under through the 4 holes as that stretch. Well, try 5 under in her last 13 through 18 holes.
5 under the last 6, 32 on the second 9. Got to sign that scorecard, make it official. I mentioned all the patrons who came to be a part of this and to see it. And so many of them were there to watch it all and watch Jennifer Kupcho finish in style on 18 green. Well, at age 21, that's a pretty good line. Not just inaugural champion at the Augusta National Women's Amateur, but doing it with a birdie on the 18th. And a second 9 to talk about forever. 6 players end under par for these 54 holes, 3 others on even par. And on back through the international players. The 30 in all. And some good rounds today, as you see shot. The scoring in that far right column. Some terrific efforts as well. A year ago it was announced. Today it arrived. Who knows what the future will hold, but certainly it's off to an incredible start. We'll see Jennifer Kupcho in Butler Cabin, the champion of the inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur, as we continue from Augusta National in a moment.
To reiterate the words of Mike Tirico, forever. This is very much ladies first. Augusta National Women's Amateur. It's gone down in style. Patrons, tremendous. But it's about the 72 ladies that started at Champions Retreat on Wednesday. On Wednesday it started, world number 1. Jennifer Kupcho here at the birdie on the 14th to get to 2 under, and all of a sudden put her name on the leaderboard. Difficult pitch here at 18. Maybe we should have seen it coming. Superb touch. These greens were every bit as fast. She would go on to shoot a round of 68 and post the lead in the clubhouse momentarily. But there's talent in all sorts of different corners of this game. Zoe Campos, only 16 years of age. Marvelous shot at 18. She would go on to birdie and tie the world number 1. The second round at Champions Retreat, the wind kicked up and was going to make scoring a little bit more difficult, and we would imagine that that leaderboard would change, and change it did. Kupcho at the 11th, the par 3. Was battling the conditions just like every other competitor. She stick one up there nice and close, get that to 5 under, and at this stage start to develop a lead. But Maria Fassi used her power, and this at the 9th, it was touch as well, and she would get to 4 under and start to challenge for the lead. She wasn't the only one. Sierra Brooks at 17, the par 3, 175 yards. She was in trouble, but then the putter gets her out of jail, and she keeps in touch with the leaders. She finished at 4 under. But in the end, it was 11 players for 10 spots to make the 30. And then on the second player fold, Ainhoa Alera, the 24-year-old from Spain, makes a huge putt at 17, knocking out Elisa Nabilo to advance to the top 30. And the 30 came here, and we've witnessed what is simply a great day for the game of golf.
This week, a place that is timeless intersected with a changing time. Augusta's legendary lane welcomed women as competitors for the first time. This club has evolved to unmistakable stature, likely even beyond the dream of its founder. Yet the legacy of Bobby Jones, the greatest amateur golfer of all time, was celebrated this week like never before. A prestigious title for the best amateurs at Augusta National. While the gender of the competitors drew focus during the build-up, this week should also be remembered for the golf. At the end, it was competition in its purest form. Dreams dashed, shots made, challenges conquered. So what to take away from this day of familiar vistas with unfamiliar views? While there is one winner to be celebrated forever as the inaugural champion, many leave in triumph, simply to have made it here, to have made history, a part of a golfing first that will last forever.
Another look at the history-making leaderboard here at the inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur, and what a battle we had in this final round. Maria Fassi, Jennifer Kupcho, two of the best college and amateur players in the entire world. And they put on a wonderful display. That second 9 by Jennifer Kupcho will be talked about for years to come. 5 under her last 6 holes. Ultimately, a 4-shot victory on this Saturday afternoon in Augusta, Georgia. The 21-year-old from Westminster, Colorado, a senior at Wake Forest. The smile says it all after that birdie on 18. And then the hug, the respect Maria Fassi and Jennifer Kupcho have for one another. They wanted to battle it out, do it the right way, try to beat each other. And they both told me yesterday, we're going to hug before, we're going to hug after. But it was the 4.5 hours that was extremely memorable as we take a look at the 30 competitors that made it to Augusta National on this Saturday afternoon. 6 ended up under par, but the scoring conditions were solid. The golf was spectacular as 25 countries were represented at the start of the week. And this is a global game with a wonderful initiative by the folks here at Augusta National Golf Club to start growing the game from the ground up. We've seen what they've done with drive, chip, and putt, and now the Augusta National Women's Amateur Championship. While we have a moment, let's go down to Steve's hands.
Steve, thank you. Maria, what do you take away from an experience like that?
I mean, it's been a dream come true. It's amazing what we've been able to have out here today. I mean, the crowds were unreal. It was so much fun to play in front of all of them. And of course, the ending wasn't what I would have liked, but it was still amazing. Everyone was so supportive. It was amazing to be able to compete here at Augusta for the first time.
Throughout the entire afternoon, you and Jennifer displayed tremendous sportsmanship going back and forth. We know that you guys are good friends. What were the emotions inside of you as you were watching her play that well on the second 9?
Well, I knew it was going to be like that. I said it a few days ago. I knew it was going to be a birdie feast, and it was. So I mean, she had to make putts. I had to make putts, and I knew that was gonna. That's how it was gonna go. And I mean, she was hitting great shots. I was just trying to save par on some of those holes. So, I mean, I did all I could. She played great game. She finished really strong, and I'm really proud of her because I know we're gonna be battling for wins in the future.
You and I were chatting yesterday about how big this was for women's golf. How about the entire game in totality, what today meant? What was it like for you to be a part of a historic performance out there?
Well, it's amazing that we got this opportunity. It was, I mean, we're just really lucky and blessed that we could be out here, that we could represent women's golf, even just golf. And kind of like you said, I enjoyed that Jennifer and I had great sportsmanship, because that's what we want to, that's how I want people to look at us. Yes, we were competing against each other, but we're friends before all of that. And this is the show that I want people to be watching when I play golf. So I'm just really happy that I got to show that. I mean, we just played amazing golf. I don't even know how many birdies we had in between the two, but it was a lot of fun to be inside the ropes, and I'm sure it was a lot of fun for everyone out there as well. And I mean, making it at Augusta National, being it the first time, I mean, it's a dream come true.
It really was a lot of fun to watch. Congratulations on a wonderful week.
Thank you.
All class, Maria Fassi all week long. Steve Burkowski, Paige McKenzie, Gary Koch with you. I'm going to ask the same question Steve asked of Maria. What did this week do for women's golf?
Well, she mentioned it was a dream come true. For so many years, it was an impossible dream. And with the introduction of this event last year, it became that for so many of these young women. And they completely delivered on what was a spectacular day of entertainment, of golf, of classiness, in sportsmanship. It was an incredible display.
Gary, how impressed were you with the golf
with
we
the
saw
play?
today?
Extremely, Steve. We touched on at the very top of the show that I had been impressed all week long by all of these women players and their abilities. But the performance that Kupcho put on the back 9 today, to play those last 6 holes in 5 under par, with the shots that she played, the putts that she made, it's what great champions do. They come through in the clutch, and she certainly did.
A memorable week here in Augusta as we go down to Butler Cabin with Mike Tirico.
Thank you, Steve. And with our champion, Jennifer Kupcho, and the chairman of Augusta National Golf Club and the Masters Tournament, Fred Ridley, it was 52 weeks ago that you announced to the world that this event would take place, and here we are through this inaugural week. I can't imagine how much you've enjoyed being a part of this inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur. Congratulations on a great week.
Thanks, Mike. It certainly was a great week. We'll never forget. And it was such an inspiration to see the excitement of all the players, our patrons, and everyone involved with this tournament. It just couldn't have been better.
And Jennifer Kupcho here, the champion. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun to play out there, to play with Maria Fassi. I'm sure you saw it on TV. We're definitely great friends, and it's just been a great time.
Jennifer, you hit the first shot in this championship at Champions Retreat on Wednesday.
I did.
And then you hold the final putt.
Yes, I
a
did.
67. Congratulations from everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you. To hit the first tee shot, it was just amazing, and to do it with Olivia Mahaffey there. We're great friends as well. And to finish it off with Maria Fassi, there's no other person I would have liked to walk these 18 holes at Augusta with besides Maria.
Jennifer, let's talk about the 11th tee, because you had just dropped a shot at 10. You got over to the bench at 11. There was a little break, and you just sat down and had a little snack and just tried to gather yourself. What were you saying to yourself, and how'd you gather your emotions for that tremendous second nine that we all saw?
Actually, I don't know if it was said on TV or not, but I actually got a migraine on the 8th green, and kind of from here over to the left, I just couldn't see. It was blurry. I told my caddy, look, I'm looking for you to read the putts, tell me where to hit it, and I'll do my best to hit it there. Amazingly enough, I knew it was gonna, I've gotten these migraines before, so I knew the blurriness would go away and I would just have a headache. So on that 11th tee is where it kind of started to go away, and I was able to finally see, and kind of from there, that's where it all started. I knew that I was going to be able to do it. I just was trying to get myself under control and get through those holes where I couldn't see anything.
Well, I hope you saw the shots at 13 and 15, because a lot of us saw them, and they were special. Tell us about those two hybrids that you hit into those two famous par 5 greens.
They were amazing. I don't think I've ever hit two hybrids that well. I know on 15 I was not at all trying to go at the pin. I was trying to go at the right greenside bunker, and it just kind of curved around the tree, and I was like, I really hope that carries, because I wasn't planning on hitting it there. And I think I had a little adrenaline going on and carried and got there. So.
You're a champion at Augusta National, winning this event, being the very first winner. What does that feel like for you?
Oh, it's just amazing. Just to be able to do it. Most of my teammates came down, my two coaches from Wake Forest, my family. My brother came, he came in last night just to watch me play here. So it's just great to be able to do that and get the first win after I hit the first tee shot of the tournament. It's a feeling I can't describe.
And finish with that birdie at 18. And Chairman Ridley, I believe we have a presentation for Jennifer here.
Thank you, Mike. Jennifer, it's a true honor to present to you this beautiful trophy. You are now a part of the history of Augusta National, along with all the great Masters champions who have been right here in this Butler cabin. We couldn't be prouder of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And there it is, the inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur Trophy, and the championship won, sealed with a kiss by Jennifer Kupcho from Wake Forest. Congratulations, Jennifer, and good luck the rest of your collegiate career as well. We've enjoyed watching you here this week. We've enjoyed watching all 72 women make history here at Augusta National this week, and especially today. What a second nine Jennifer Kupcho played, battling through that migraine, as she mentioned. And here are some of those shots, including those amazing shots at 13 and 15, and all the young patrons and the old patrons, men and women, had a chance to enjoy watching Jennifer make history. There's more golf to come and more from Augusta as we look forward to tomorrow's Drive, Chip and Putt Championship on Golf Channel tomorrow morning. Jennifer Kupcho, the winner.